They say the second time is the charm. I say the third time, but hey there, my name's Hidden Castle and I'll be your guide, and welcome to our test stream number 2, Electric Boogaloo. On our last adventure, our very laggy quest, we delved deep into the depths of the Divine Beast Cave. But now let's screw around a little bit more and test this streaming technology, this brand new technology, and see how far we could push it. Now, I want to make sure before we jump into it that we're actually good to go and that we're live and living color, right? Yeah, looks pretty good. So, as always, it's so good to have you all here running around our amazing village as the cat. It kind of does throw me off a little bit, not gonna lie to you. Now, all the new characters in Dark Cloud Enhanced have gotten new interactions with the NPCs. The team for Dark Cloud Enhanced, they work from the bottom of their heart to make sure that this is the best experience by the fans for the fans, right? But I think we should probably... Oh, it seems like we don't get any game volume right now, eh? Let's change that. Sorry about that. The whole thing crashed. All it took was about maybe 20 seconds. That must be a world record. I'll gladly claim that. Okay, let's get things rocking and rolling once again. There we go. Fresh boot. Now maybe, just maybe, with Dark Cloud Enhanced, we can find the legendary double Opar that we got last time. We have HBN Yan. How's it going? LPB Gal. So good to see the two of you here on our streaming adventure. There we go. We got volume back. The good thing is we only just started, right? So to say the fun is yet to begin, right? So the whole idea behind these test streams is just making sure that we can kind of run this operation as smooth as possible, right? But the best thing in the whole wide world is being able to reach out to all of the other Compendium fans from across the world, right? And it's really surprising. There's about 10,000 of you, and I always try to visualize that as like a football stadium, right? Something like that. So let's go through some of these extra dialogues because they do reveal some interesting interactions between the characters, right? In all my travels around Terra, I've never seen a cat like you. Anyone with eyes can see that there's something special about you, Xiao. So a lot of the villagers have taken Xiao on as their own little village pet, so to speak. But that is a play on the character of Gaffer, because he clearly has no eyes, right? If anyone understands the troubles that come with being a wanderer, it's me. If you ever need a place to stay, there's always a spot in my buggy for you, Xiao. I love that one. It's heartwarming, but if I had to go through my favorite interaction that I wrote for these villagers, it has to be Macho and Camacho. Day 7. Nicole, great to have you here. Just another person. Just another person. A superstar. That's what we all are. Sometimes it's hard to be an older brother. Macho and I may butt heads, but deep down, we care about each other. Do you have any siblings, Kitty? I remember that there was once a luchador who wore a red lion mask and stood for justice and good. He was as quick as thunder. He fought for many decades before he was finally defeated by evil. They say he fought valiantly to the bitter end, and that even those evildoers respected his resolve. I'm sure there's many out there who are following the footsteps of that hero. Little things like that, because we know that Camacho is a big fan of luchador and lucha libre style, right? With the fighting spirits poster here. But one thing that always gives me a bit of a chuckle is when you go first person into Shao, it keeps you in the perspective of a small little cat, right? That's adorable. And there's going to be a new video for the Dark Cloud Compendium for the month of May. Could you believe it? We're in May. And this video is going to be focusing on... I want to choose my words carefully. It's a bit of everything, really, right? I think it's a good reminder of what the Compendium kind of stands for, and that's unpacking trivia and lost media and fun little facts and cut content, right? So if you're into that sort of thing, almost like our Dark Cloud icebergs, but mini size, little itty bitty icebergs, look forward to the month of May. It's going to be a good one, I think. I appreciate Harry helping Tone on his journey. I still wonder where he got that change potion. It's hard for one person to try to change the world, but if we all work together, anything is possible. Don't worry, I won't let anyone know your secret. Because the only person that saw the transformation take place in Norun Village with Shao was Mom, right? Everybody else just thinks that Shao is a stray cat, and they've taken it upon themselves to take care of this vulnerable little creature, right? Gotta go back into cat vision once again. I wonder where you came from. I haven't seen any other cats in this village. If the village ever has a rat problem, and we know that's the truth with Claude, would you be willing to take a break from following Tone around and help the rest of the village? A lot of these interactions, I wrote all of them. It was about 62 pages. Lord knows how many words it was. I forget. It was a lot of words, but I think it's probably the biggest document I've ever written in my life, as of now. But the idea was I created a bit of a web, and I wrote all the characters within a bubble. And then I connected the characters to each other, how the characters are connected with each other. Are they friends? Are they allies, the NPCs? Do they like each other? Do they mention each other? And I also looked at supplementary media for Dark Cloud, looking at Japanese interviews, different press releases, little things, the trading cards. I try to reveal more of the game world, so when creating this fan-made script, trying to keep it as authentic and true to the source material as possible, right? And it's something where I've always wanted to kind of go in there and delve deep into Dark Cloud Enhanced, so I think we might finally have a chance, and what better way than the world of streaming, right? HBN Neon says no eyes. No, seems like Gaffer lost them long ago. Now, Dark Cloud has a weird relationship with eyes. It does, because I'll say this, Gaffer's not the only villager that has no eyeballs. There's a couple more. Oh, it's true. It's true. Nicole Celtic says, is this a mod? It looks cool to play as Shao. It is a mod. So this is Dark Cloud Enhanced. It's the most robust way of playing Dark Cloud to date, and it is available only on PC for now. And if you're not able to experience it, I'm going to be going through an entire, let's say a director's cut let's play, going through talking about the dialogues especially, but also looking at how the amazing geniuses of Word of Wind and Mike Sword and Yuppie and Glitched, how they all came together, and how I kind of we all worked together as a team to get this thing going, because there's a lot of little stories that we can tell, right? And the team is the best. It really was. It was a lightning in a bottle moment for the community, and I'll forever have all the love in the world for those amazing people, for Word of Wind, Mike Sword, Yuppie, and Glitched. Being able to be a part of their team was very, very eye-opening. Seeing the behind the scenes on how these mods are created, the smallest things would give us the biggest problems. I can't wait to kind of talk a little bit about that. Mike Zord! Oh, we got Mike Zord here. Speak of the Zord and he'll come, right? Mike Zord is one of the geniuses, the top level wizards that helped develop this mod, all of us together, right? Oh man, I remember working maybe 3 or 4 in the morning in a dark room, and it'd be like Lord of Wayne, Mike Zord, the Uppy, and Glitched, and myself, and we'd just be sitting down like messing around with the beta, the debug disk, over and over. But that was a good memory. It's good to see you, brother. Naku, bless his channel. Naku, sending blessings and good tidings to everybody, right? We need that energy today. We do. After a long weekend. Hey there, I've been seeing you hang out with Tone. Are you his little sidekick now? Tone may act tough, but deep down, he doesn't always use his head. Sometimes, I really worry about him. It's not like I can go with him, you know? You can, though. I see you following him around everywhere. Can you do me a favor and make sure he stays out of trouble? Thanks, Shao. I appreciate it. It's, these cute little interactions. I like this one on that. Look at you. You're so cute, unlike those muscle freaks. The Macho Brothers are catching strays. If you're ever hungry, you should go to Uncle Pike. He always has spare fish. Now remember with Pike, I wrote down a dialogue about the Mardan Garyan. Let's see, I've truthfully never played Dark Cloud Enhanced from beginning to end. It was just something where I really just wanted to see the project come to fruition at the end. And now it's finally gotten there, about three years too late now. But I haven't seen any of the dialogues that I've written or read them in the past 3 years, so let's see if memory is still reliable. I have been hit in the head a couple times since then, so maybe it's a little foggy. As always, we got Pike Dyke right over here. Stay classy, Darkcloud. Terrible. I remember when Paige was a little girl, her mother made her a plush cat that looked just like you. Kids sure do grow up fast. People may come and go, but the memories we make with our loved ones are eternal. Pretty poetic for a fisherman, huh? Have you ever heard of the legendary fish, the Mardan Garyan? Knowing my luck, you probably ate one before. Probably did. That's Shao's vibe, man. Comes in here all mischievous, taking over. So, a bit of background, right? When looking at Dark Cloud's development throughout the years, one thing they wanted to include was playable villagers in the overworld, right? Unfortunately, what this would have entailed for level 5 is creating a whole new script for all these characters interacting with the villagers. Now, they have got a build working with Ungaga and Goro and Osmond, everybody playable, but we specifically saw Ungaga and Goro running around the overworlds. Had Dark Cloud had just a little bit more development time, just a little bit more time, would have been possible. But as always, where level 5 and Sony drop the ball, the Dark Cloud community carry on, right? And it's the best community in the whole world. We have Pally here, the unsung hero of Dark Cloud. Oh my lord, that is not what I wanted to say. Are you helping Tone with fixing other people's houses? Since you're helping people, you can help me. I have a bit of a mouse problem. I can pay you in food. Oh Claude, classic Claude. Food is everything with Claude, right? What's your favorite food, kitty? I bet having cat food every day gets old. So what we're going to do is we're going to unlock every character as we go along, and we're going to delve through each of the new dialogues one by one for anybody just jumping in. Any newcomers to the stream. Naku says level 5 should somehow watch this masterpiece mod. You know, I should choose my words very carefully. Level 5, when interviewing level 5 developers for the Dark Cloud Compendium, and I've been in contact with a few of them for about 5 years, and these are employees at level 5 first people to ever step through the doors all those years ago, back in 1998. They were involved with Dark Cloud from the highest level, and they're very aware, number one, of the community, of all of us, and they're aware of the work that we've done with Dark Cloud Pants, and they know that the Dark Cloud community is very vocal. They know that the Dark Cloud community is always number one, right? And it doesn't fall on deaf ears. I'll leave it at that. I did get some angry responses though from some of them, just a little. But they're no longer working at level 5, so maybe they're a little upset. I would be too. Kitty, were you stuck in a giant bubble too? Let's have a race, Kitty. I bet I could run faster than you. Referencing the Dran's feather. You're a cute little cat. Oh no, are you a stray? You should come live with us. Gino would love to have you as a playmate. That poor girl gets lonely now that Tom is too busy to play with her. Gato, how are you doing, little buddy? Need any food or water? The macho's got the protein, I'll tell you what. Get the protein shake. I see you following Torn around everywhere. I bet you taught him everything he knows. Next time I go training in the cave, I gotta bring you down with me to watch my back. The best battle buddy. HB Neon says, what about Ruby? We got everybody, man. We got everybody. The only thing is now is we just have to gradually unlock everybody. But that's where the playthrough comes in hand, right? Eric, it's so good to see you. So good to hear from you and have you here all with us. I'll tell you what, these names, right? It's not just usernames on the screen. I remember a lot of our interactions and our back and forths, right? And it's been a long time now at the Compendium that it's this digital campfire that we're building, this community, I think, is an amazing thing, right? Oh, did I put dialogue for the llama? I really hope I did. I think I wanted to do it, but there wasn't like a way. But I had that idea, I remember. Hello. That's it. Lazy hidden castle. It was lazy before, I'll tell you what. No, truthfully, I think maybe there was a reason why we can add dialogue for the llama, but my initial idea was having the llama be a little upset at Xiao, being like, oh, I know you. I know your secret. I could smell the magic on you. How come you got the change potion and I didn't? What makes you so special? Because it really does. It's a paradigm shift. Could you imagine if Dran got the change potion? Maybe the llama. But it's, unfortunately, wasn't able to come to fruition in that line, right? The Chris of many hats, did you make it just in time? I think you have. And I think it's always a good time for Dark Cloud. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. But now it's hag time. Oh my lord. So I was always interested. Can we see? I was always interested in those paintings in the back. Right? Because her house, I think, is one of the more unique houses. You have these bizarre rainbow skeleton skulls at the top. Who knows what's going on with hag, but she's an interesting one. They say animals have sharper senses than that of humans. Can you feel the magic within this village? I sense something different about you, Xiao. Perhaps you're no ordinary cat. Oh, 2 level up powders. What a surprise. Oh, have you come to live with me? I guess this old hag could use her cat by her side. Hag had some pretty interesting dialogues with Ruby, if I remember correctly. A lot of introspection. Ruby being a genie, as opposed to the dark genie, right? Using that power for good. The approach was always to take these characters and develop around world that's already established on level 5. It is a fan-made script, but the idea was to keep it as wholeheartedly authentic as possible, drawing inspiration from interviews from level 5, from magazine articles, from write-ups, from documents, from press materials, everything to make as unique of a thumbprint as we can on this. It's not what level 5 would have done, but it's next best thing, really. So, how would these characters interact with each other? How would they impact one another in their world, right? And you'll even see that if you pick a character like Osmond and bring him down over here, there might be references to things that would happen later on in the game as well. So it adds a sense of finality to the game, of just getting that extra character interaction that we usually don't get, because the characters just join the party and that's about it, right? I think we're just missing Carl. Probably good for Maroon. Shao, but I might be mistaken. If I'm missing anybody else, you be sure to let me know. That's Carl's here. He says, good to hear a little inside about level 5. Oh yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot I can go on about them, and they're fantastic. It's a lovely place to work. I gotta keep my lips sealed, you know, but there's been a lot of push for Dark Cloud. It's just with a shared IP, that sentiment has to be shared by both. So when one side is enthusiastic, but the other is not, then you can't really do anything, you know? Unless you do your own thing, which they've tried before, and it never gets off the floor, unfortunately. There's giant watermelons just chilling on the floor, like, let's put them on the table. And this house is terrible. Look at it, it's dilapidated. The wallpaper's all ripped up. There's shoes all over. Oh, Nat, shame on you. This house is a misery. What a misery. I wouldn't even put cat litter in here. Good day, madame. Kids these days. Music is way louder than you. Gotcha. I see what you mean. Hold on. Is that better? Let me know. I forgot to change the audio level. Ooh, can't really understand your the game music. Son of a gun. It's the one thing I forgot. Should be good now, though. But for good measure, let's turn it down just a little bit more. There we go. Guys, don't be shy. If it's too loud, let me know. It's a test stream for a reason, right? That's okay, though. We're flying off the seat of our pants, right? Alright, where the hell is Carl? We gotta hunt him down. He's hiding right now. Is that Carl? That's Fatso. Where's Carl at? Is this Carl? That's Xena, warrior princess. Where could he be? If we can't find him, we can maybe get lucky and find him at his house later on. Okay. We'll give it a shot from there then. A lot better now. Thank you very, very much. Come on. It's the viewers that make this worth it, right? It's the viewers that help. Oh, we found him. We got him. Look at him. Bet you he still wets the bed. Yo, Xiao's gonna bully him. No way! I can't believe Tone lets you go on adventures with him. You're so lucky. It's no fair. I always wanted a pet cat, but my sister doesn't let me have one after the incident with my pet fish that Uncle Pike gave me. Oh, that pet fish. We'll never forget about that pet fish. I wonder, do they have toilets in Norun? Like, did they flush the fish down the toilet? We'll never really know. Tomorrow never knows what it doesn't know too soon. And it's time for us to go to the village of Matataki. Oh, it's true. It's true. Now, Matataki Village, this one is interesting because when writing out that little mind map that I did for all the characters, I think a lot of people forget that Xiao is indeed a feline. She's a cat, right? She's a cat in the village of hunters, in the mouth of a tiger. Could you imagine? Putting herself at risk. How many villagers do we have here? Well, I think we should start building. That's probably a good idea. We need Pow. We have Cacao. Cacao's house. Let's finish off Cacao. Let's get him going. The music is gone now. Oh, yeah. That's... I mean, do you need the music? Sounds terrible anyways. Who'd want to listen to that? There we go. Should be better now. It's probably gone now because it's dawn, right? In the game, the music tends to quiet down around then. Where are we at? Looking at the chat. So we have HB Enyan saying, sounds so peace and quiet without the soundtrack. The soundtrack will be back. Eric Preppins with custom models. That's a very good question. It's a very good question. In terms of custom models, I believe that custom textures have been injected with Dark Cloud. So you're able to, let's say if you want Tone's poncho to be black instead of the color orange, it's possible. The issue with putting in new material, whether it be new music or new weapons or new monsters or what have you, we don't have source control. So if there's no source code, then you're kind of limited to doing what you're limited to only replacing things. You're no longer able to add things. But if you have source control, you're able to do whatever you want to do. So in order to kind of to add that in there, add new weapons, you have to replace something else, right? So it's addition by subtraction, if that makes sense, right? But there are some people out there that are decompiling Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2, so maybe one day, right? The whole idea of Dark Cloud Enhanced was just to get this whole, to plant the seed into a flower and let it bloom over time, right? We got John Lennon over here. Interesting. It's rare to see a cat like you here. The last time we had a feline come in the village was when the legendary white tiger came to challenge Fudo. Big Fudo fan, you know, it'd be the first thing on his mind. I don't believe in wearing any beast skins. You can feel at ease when you're with me. He's a lover, he's not a fighter, right? Soul of a poet. So chat, let me know if we're sounding okay. If it's still too quiet, I'll boost it up a little bit more. The story of Fudo and his heroism is so inspiring. Sometimes I get upset that he's no longer here with us. I know that although he may not be here, he'll always be in our hearts. I've never been much of a hunter, but Fudo continues to inspire me to be a stronger person and to overcome my challenges and to make Fudo proud. Perhaps one day we'll both be strong, little kitty. Fuck, that's beautiful. There's a lot of the dialogue I wrote when at the time was a year after my dad passed away. So there's a lot of I wouldn't say I was in the best of moods. It was a feeling of melancholy, of strong melancholy, and I think that kind of permeates a lot of the dialogues. A lot of the key themes of dialogues is because a lot of these characters, when in Dark Cloud, when the Dark Genie destroys the world, it's confirmed by level 5 that when they were put in Atla, they were dead. You know, they ceased living. So when they come back, that sense of revival, it's a bit of scary feeling, right? Because you were just obliterated by this giant purple jello mold looking wizard, right? And now you're brought back, and for some there's a sense of anxiety, like, could this happen again? Are we safe now? It's it's interesting. And you view these characters as you view them as people with problems. I think that's the most interesting way of doing it. And what better way to write than to kind of give them little humanizing moments, right? We can't get up here without stairs. It's so big for her. Look at that. Oh no. Maybe if we scratch at the door, they'll open up. Can we grab stairs from elsewhere? No luck, eh? That's okay. That's alright. Baron's house. Okay. Let's jump back to the dungeon then. We got our trusty Wise Owl sword. Wouldn't leave home without it. And our steel slingshot. Very cool. Okay. Let's jump in. Let's keep an eye on the chat. That's a very interesting perspective that I wasn't aware of. But I imagine Dark Cloud 1 and 2 having content similar to what Jak and Daxter's been getting recently. Oh, I agree. And for those who don't know, Jak and Daxter has now been the first two have been fully decompiled by the community, by their own Jak and Daxter community. And this is what I mean by saying the fans are the best fans in the world. Doesn't matter where you go. Could be Ape Escape, could be Parappa the Rapper. No one carries these older IPs quite like the fans, right? They truly keep it alive after all these years. The Laugh-Apocalypse, these monsters here, I really do like them. They're some of my favorites, I think. This whole dungeon, I think, is probably my favorite in the whole game. Oh no, King Prickly! Oh, I feel bad. He's too adorable. You can't just get rid of him like that. And we have a subject, the ever-loyal Prickly. Like, look at him. Look at how adorable he is. Oh my goodness. And he's all the way up there, right? That blew my mind as a kid that if you actually go up a Shao and do little zoomies, you could see him, right? No, we don't want to do that. So we're going to use a very underutilized feature of first-person shooting to... Could you stop that? This is why you don't have any friends. Come on. Come on. Alright. You're ruining it. You're ruining the moment, King Prickly. We're going to use a very underutilized feature of using our amazing slingshot. Are you ready for this? 3, 2, 1. Oh! How do you block it? Well, I'll be a son of a Prickly. He has like some sort of magical force field up there. I know that. I know that. The more you know. What's her bag full of? Water bottles and bread. Yes. Have some water. That cat's dehydrated. Where are we going with this? Okay, so we'll grab our shiny rock. There we go. Do we have Dran's feather as well? We do. Okay. So HBN Neon says you have to do the Chronicle Sword and Steve. Oh, you know. You know that's what we're going to do. Come on, you know. We got the cannibal plans. Eric Preza says, I wonder why the devs named the killer fairies off of the days of the week. That's a very good question. What I would always do, honestly, is I'd refer back to the Japanese version. Are they called the days of the week in the Japanese version? Truthfully, I don't know. But that's always been an idea of mine for a video, is going through the Japanese version script and just kind of comparing the differences, because I think what we have right now isn't the definitive script. The definitive script will always be the Japanese one, because that's from level 5 themselves. Everything else kind of gets interpreted through a translator, right? Now, translators did a great job, but Pike is also called Dyke, so, you know, it's a human process, right? But I want to go on a limb and say maybe, I don't know, I don't want to be wrong and say anything wrong, but I know that one of the dialogues for the Laugh-Apocalypse with Steve is a reference to The Cure, the band The Cure, the song Friday. So I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe it's a localization thing. I don't really know. It's a bizarre naming scheme though, but I do like it though. Oh, look at him, Mr. Mustache. So tubby and cute. Like, this guy's eating well. Would you like a bomb nuts? No, doesn't want the bomb nuts. Would you like a bug? Doesn't want the bug. Would you like nothing at all? Clearly, he wants nothing at all. Alright, no more silly business. See that? Castle gets it on the first try. But there is 2 Atla that we're missing out on that we'll probably catch up on. Okay. Alright. Let's force it and its explosion. Come on. Come on, 2 for 2. I think I might buy a lottery ticket. With the earnings, we'll fund Dark Cloud 4. Wise Owl entry, and our final Atla is... Kululu. Very cool. Kululu. Dominic says, I'm on the Saya now, but grinding out abs. Tone has a Dark Cloud, but I want to get 7th Heaven before we face her. That's a good idea. 7th Heaven, I think, is the most aesthetically amazing weapon in all of gaming. It just looks like a great piece of weaponry. There we go. Eric Preza says, does it want a broken dagger? Does it? I mean, does it have thumbs? I can imagine, you know, the Wise Owl shopkeeper, he was able to hold the Wise Owl sword with his wing, so it probably wants a broken dagger. It could probably wield it, all things considering, without any opposable thumbs, right? But owls are cool like that. They can figure it out. Okay, so due to some mysterious force, Xiao's out here. Ah yes, clearly the smart thing to do is take all the slingshot ammo to the head. That's how you block it all. Great thinking. Yeah, this freak of nature over here doing his little dancey dance. Would you look at this? So Dark Cloud, I think a lot of people forget that when the PS2 came out, it was this amazing piece of tech. It really was. That jump from PS1 to PS2 was unheard of at the time. The polygon counts of pixels, the resolution, everything was increased tenfold. But one thing that a lot of companies really focused on was the idea of water wave patterns. You could see it with the Dreamcast with Sonic Adventure, an emphasis on water. You could see it with the GameCube, quite literally being called the dolphin named after water, right? But with Dark Cloud, these water wave patterns over here, like look at the lighting on that. Still looks pretty amazing even to this day. What those companies were able to do in the early 2000s is nothing short of technological wizardry, right? It's sorcery to some degree, because they're able to take these machines and really push them to make something that was never quite seen before. So Dominic says, low-key, the forest is the best dungeon to grind out abs. The back floor, the back room key spawns much more others and doesn't spoil like Shipwreck. I think he might be right. I know the werewolves are a really good time if you're able to grind them out. But that whole werewolf encounter, I think it's near the tail end of the dungeon of Wise Owl. The first thing is, that werewolf encounter wasn't even supposed to be in the game. It was only added to the international release of Dark Cloud. And then later on, if you go into the dungeon, if you go into that floor as Xiao or Goro, then you'll miss it entirely. And you'll miss out on it. So it's I think it's one of the only missable duels in the game. A bit of an oversight by the localization team. Oh, whew. Got a little frightened for a moment. I thought we almost broke it. Come on, brother. Where you at? Let's go. This camera's got a vendetta against me today. It's like Hidden Castle, I never liked him. His face is funny and he has a weird voice. Probably a robot. Most likely an AI. It's Castle AI. That's why his voice is so robotic all the time. He speaks like a robot. Because he is a robot. He shoots flamethrowers from his mouth. It is pretty much a Gundam. Is what I would say if I was one, but unfortunately you're stuck with, this is human makeup I got on right now, you know? It's advanced CGI for the AI of Hidden Castle. Alright, poisonous apple. You know what we're gonna do? I never liked Xiao. I never did. We're gonna feed the poison apple. Would you eat it? No. Oh, no! Oh, it's a throwable. No, I thought you'd eat it. Okay, please. Interrupt me. Hit me. Come on. There we go. Okay. There we go. That's better. But why? Why would you feed her the poison apple? Because I'm evil. There's no better answer than that. Who knows? Ooh! I think we almost dropped the microphone. That's okay. And then, as she's starving and dying of thirst, right? We're writing a tragic Shakespearean play. When she's on the brink, that's when she'll be brought back. We'll give her strawberries and cream. We'll treat her like a princess. We'll give her everything she needs. The premium water, the best in the world, the best bread. Oh, no, we're going to give her chicken. You know, this cat's going to have a ball. And do we have any of the antidote? Okay, well, we'll give her everything but the antidote. The one thing she truly needs. She'll be okay, though. She's alright. She's alright. Let's just grab... It's a bit of an oversight on my part. Let's leave this here. There we go. I never did like Xiao. I always thought she was a little annoying, right? She kept chirping over and over, but I think as I've grown older, I've tend to appreciate her character a little bit more. She adds a bit of a chaos to the character dynamic, right? And for the dialogues, I think she was probably the most fun character to write, writing about all the mischief she'd get up to with Ruby and Osmond especially. I think we might have enough to leave the area early. We'll see how it is, though. Let's grab this one. Okay. It's a 2 out of 3 chance. Now, it's not Steiner math, but I think we got a pretty good shot at going through. So Dominic says, it's funny, because I told Susie to name her shop the Magical Water, put it as Magical Washery. Oh, that's a classic. That's a classic mistranslation. The devs had a very short window to translate the game, and it's a shame because I think, for what it's worth, the translation isn't as bad as other RPGs of its time. Like Legend of Dragoon, a favorite of mine. The translation's not the greatest. It's quite terrible, actually. Kazarov says, it never occurred to me that when entering the dungeon as Xiao, it would not trigger the QuickTime event. It wouldn't. It's kind of silly like that. I think in Black Label revisions, the original release, it wouldn't. It may in the Greatest Hits version, but I don't think there was any bug fixes across the Greatest Hits and the Black Label. The build dates, the build version is exactly the same, but with Dark Cloud 2, it didn't get a Greatest Hits, but there was a second pressing that fixed a couple of bugs Maybe even the bug with Blinkhorn, where it made the time go faster than it should. But there's a second revision of Dark Cloud 2 that's a little bit better, but not much of a noticeable difference. Dominic asks, wait, if you have revival powder active, does it revive you instantly when you die? That's the magic of Dark Cloud Enhance, my friend. You're right. That's exactly it. Oh, no. Okay, we don't want to get stabbed. We're not running around Detroit, I'll tell you what. Like, how do you think Xiao would cope being thrown on the mean streets of, like, LA or New York City? She'd probably run it, to be honest. She'd be like a criminal overlord, mastermind. Okay, we got one more. We got one more shot. All right, cross your fingers. Cross your fingers, because it may just work. Ah, there we go. Always lucky. It's a good karma fairy paying off, right? There we go. Not sure what's happening there. Oh, that's weird. That's better. Became a DS game for a little bit. Just curious. Yeah, it showed up on the stream too. I mean, I wouldn't mind Dark Cloud on DS. I wouldn't mind any RPG on the DS. DS had some great RPGs. So we didn't get Babunku's house yet, eh? Baron, Cacao, Pal. Okay, so I think we're probably going to jump back to where we were, if you don't mind. There we go. Just one moment, please. How are we going with this? So with the there we go. So with the Dark Cloud Compendium, one thing I've always been trying to build was monthly episodes, and it's been a lot of fun getting it all done. I think that the newest one was the Dark Cloud 64 soundtrack and Dark Cloud 2 64 soundtrack. And those soundtracks were just, it was a very interesting process putting it all together, because I'm not a musician by any means, but it's something that sitting down and learning a whole new skill set for the community, I think, is just the best feeling in the world, right? Because in the end, you get something special. And being able to hear something familiar come out of the sound of the N64 sound chip is just a bit of a blast from the past, right? So I'll remind you all, if you like, I did leave PayPal in the video's description. If you choose to graciously tip, it would be amazing. It would help the Compendium grow. The best thing is the Compendium is all funded by Patreon, right? There's no other factors coming in for monetization. Even YouTube itself doesn't monetize it. Lost monetization a little while ago. Funny story, actually. I lost monetization when it was 2 years ago. It was an interview I did for PlayStation Magazine with Akihiro Hino. And I think I had copyrighted music, but it seemed like it was okay. But I got a strike for that. And after that, I was like, okay, you know what? Like, I don't even want this thing anymore. Because by itself, like YouTube, it doesn't necessarily, I think you get like $1 per 1,000 views. But Patreon, that's where, you know, a lot of the energy comes from. And it's all thanks to the patrons and our lovely viewers all around the world. Every single viewer, even you, especially you, that make the Compendium just so special, right? But with that Patreon funding, we're able to do like Dark Cloud Icebergs, those 1 hour long specials, being able to get rare and obscure pieces of Dark Cloud media, like the statues. It's a funny story. I put myself in debt from those statues. I think it was a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I have no regrets at all. I was like, man, this thing is out here. I think I paid about 800 Canadian for it, and I saw it once in 2003 and never again, and that was it. So I'm like, over my dead body, this is not going to pass us twice. So it's all thanks to the patrons that were able to get a lot of those deep dive videos with the merchandise, like the trading cards and the statues and the various demos. But it's funny how much merchandise is out there for Dark Cloud that just went lost media that was never truly documented, right? It's a shame because people worked on it, and they worked on it with love, with the idea of the community or the fans embracing this thing, whether it be a book, a guide, an action figure, a sticker set, what have you, and just for it to go all lost like that, like lost media is a funny thing. Joke's on you. Ooh! That's a thanks I get for letting you live a little while longer. Just want to take an eye on the chat real quick. We have Nick Dawson here. Nick, it's so good to see you. So good to hear from you. Yeah, Dominic. So Dark Cloud Enhanced and Nick, we're playing through Dark Cloud Enhanced right now, which is a community mod which makes Dark Cloud even better. Could you imagine improving on perfection? But the community is so talented, nothing is out of the realm of plausibility for them. With the D-pad, we're able to change elements on the fly, which is super handy. Let's grab this here for now. I think we're good. We'll come back to this guy. We'll leave him for now. We're able to play as different party members in the village sections too. But yeah, Lost Media has always been a passion of mine, so when I was able to blend my love for Lost Media with my love for Dark Cloud with the Compendium, I think it allowed me to like really appreciate these games so much more, because it just really revealed behind the curtain of just how much work went towards behind Level 5, when creating their first project with this amazing RPG. What could be in the chest? Prickly. We're probably going to sell all those. Now, before we go to the exit point, there is one last thing that I wanted to do. And that is to test. I know in Divine Beast Cave it works 110%, but I want to test a special ability of the Bone Rapier. Oh, son of a gun, we're not able to change. So the Bone Rapier it's a sword made of a strange bone, right? A mystery bone. Ability unknown. It always hints at a bigger purpose for this ragged, rusted looking Bone Rapier. So when creating Dark Cloud Enhanced, we treated these weapons with the respect they deserved and tried giving every weapon a sub ability. And the sub ability for the Bone Rapier was being able to open any chest in the game. Well, any locked door, rather, pardon me. Any locked door almost has a skeleton key. So I think later on we'll probably go in there and try that out for real. Let's give it one more floor. There we go. Alright, so we got Saturday coming in here with his boxing gloves. Look at that tongue. This guy's not playing, man. We got Bazooka Joe over here. Got Rocky Balboa robbing us with one hand, punching us with the other. Or was it you who robbed us? They're really cool looking. Like, something about them. The monster designs, I think, for Dark Cloud don't get enough credit. Almost this, like, Toriyama-esque look. Like, you could see the Dragon Quest influence with this little critter here. We got a twofer. Got $21 and the gate key. So believe it or not, in the beta version of Dark Cloud, this animation of obtaining an Atla was much longer and more drawn out. I'm sure you could find it on the Dark Cloud iceberg somewhere. It's somewhere there in the 1 hour plus of content. I'll tell you what, don't pick up syringes from the forest. It's the last thing you want to do. Growing up, it's a funny story actually. Dark Cloud, I think, gave me my love for the great outdoors as a child. It really opened my eyes to, the forests as being a place of magic and whimsy. And it makes me feel bad a little bit because I feel like that sense of whimsy is gone a little bit from the hearts of children. But no repair powder. No, and then quick select. There we go. So I remember playing through Dark Cloud and seeing the forest, and I wanted to go explore the forest by my house. We live by a lot of trees and Mother Nature. It's a blessing. It went well, but there was one time that we found a hobo shack or some sort of shack of some sort with syringes all over. And I'll tell you, I hightailed it out of there. Must have been maybe 6 or 7 years old. My mom would be like, they'd kidnap you, cut your stomach open, and stuff you full of drugs. Don't go down there next time. I went down there a lot. It was a lot of fun. You climb trees and you hear the whisper of the wind dance throughout the leaves. It's a wonderful thing. And I think that's one thing with the Dark Cloud Compendium is I've always tried to take B-roll footage of Dark Cloud in nature, whether it be Dark Cloud next to waterfalls or beaches or trees or flowers, or tossing copies of Dark Cloud into the lake. I've done that before. There's not a single thing I haven't done really, but it's all in good fun. I made sure to double, triple wrap it with protective sleeves. Premium water. Okay, let's see if that skeleton key will work here or if it's only for the Divine Beast Cave. Let's see. No, huh? That's okay. Yeah, so it's only for Divine Beast Cave. I guess we'll go back there and we'll try it out one of these days as well. There we go. The magic crystal. I love the animation and the textures for it. Brendan, thank you very much for that compliment. I appreciate you. You're number one. I want to show you the texture. Oh, come on. Hold on. Wait. We're good? You see the apples? Little JPEG apples? I'd give you $5 if you eat the JPEG apples from Witch Eliza. Would you do it for 5 gilda? Dominic says there's so much potential for Dark Cloud 3, including enhancements, expanded elements, world building, and a world that bridges the first 2 games. Oh, I agree 110%. Open world town building mixed with dungeon crawling. Like the potential is all there. And honestly, you could just copy the exact same formula. It'll still work. It's a timeless game. And if you look at a lot of these newer games are taking off now, and I say newer loosely. Minecraft is about 15 years old. Yes, we're slowly getting older and older, aren't we? Look at Minecraft, and I remember talking with, I was going to say their name. I remember talking with a friend of mine at level 5, and they weren't pretty upset, but they were a little heartbroken because they were like, we created Minecraft before Minecraft because when Dark Cloud was being created, that magic carpet ride, we call it the Tokyo Game Show demo of 1999. That 1999 demo, they had online functionality on the cards. That was the initial plan, to do multiplayer Georama, where you could explore other people's world and collaborate and build with one another. Does that sound familiar? It would only take about maybe 11 or so years later, 2011, Notch was prototyping and alpha builds of Minecraft that took that idea and ran with it. But it's funny because there must have been something in the water because a lot of other developers were planning something like that. I think it was Rare, Rare, Banjo Kazooie, Donkey Kong Country, Rareware. They also made a game. Ooh, that lag. They were working on a game, I think, for Xbox or GameCube before they were bought, which was also like a collaborative builder. I don't know if it had online functionality, but I remember, I think it was Greg Mails as a developer. He was like, oh yeah, we created Minecraft before Minecraft. It makes you think about how many of those were conceptualized but never materialized, you know? It just goes to show when you have a good idea, you got to do your best to get it out there, even if it's a little rough. It's a wonderful thing seeing your ideas manifest into reality. Because if you can do that, if you could take this parts unknown thought in your head and materialize it into something physical, then what else could be done? It's the power of creativity. And that's the power of the windmill slash flea flea. Oh, it's true. It's true. You like that segue, huh? You like that segue? Going into metaphysical ideas and then hit him with a windmill smash. That's what it's all about, baby. Give him the salt, give him the pepper. Okay. For shits and giggles, we'll go in a show. She might feel left out. Yeah, I never was much of a cat person, but I think over time, I think cats are really something special. They're like moving houseplants, really. Like having a pet rock that could meow at you. You don't really need to take care of them. They kind of do their own thing. Red Dragon Legacy says, I really wanted a magical crystal. It looked so cool. I agree. Like having anything physical of Dark Cloud, whether it be Dark Cloud toys or Little Doodad's blind boxes. Could you imagine, right? I would love that. Make it 10 and I'll do it. I mean, I think it was Xiao who ate one of those poison apples, and she has a big smile on her face. It panned out pretty well for her. The bomb nuts used to be equipable once upon a time. Until level 5 changed her mind. It was bomb pachinko. I think after 9/11, I think everybody wanted to stray away from the bombs. Maybe. Terrible, terrible. POW. Do we have POW? We don't, eh? Yeah, what a... Dark Cloud was made in a very interesting time. New hardware, a new company, new ideas, certain world events going on, like it was, there's something going on, man. At the same time, though, I think they brought their A game, they never dragged their feet. If you look at every level 5 game, I don't think level 5 has released a bad game, and you can't say that about any other company. A lot of underrated titles. Jeanne d'Arc on the PSP. Shout out to Khalif. Mr. Weeb Warrior. Loved that game in middle school. White Knight Chronicles, I think, was the one that didn't really jive with me. Just because, okay, listen. With White Knight Chronicles, I think level 5 developed the party mechanic of Rogue Galaxy. They made it like so amazing and they perfected it. And then they just dropped the ball with White Knight Chronicles and their party mechanic, and it's a little heartbreaking because they had such a good idea and such a good premise, only for them to fumble and throw it all away. And I believe that was one of the last times that Akihiro Hino-san directed a game. That was a personal project of his, where he directed and scripted and written. But White Knight Chronicles does have a connection with Dark Cloud, so I am planning something for White Knights. So I did create a character, and I'm not sure how this will come up on screen, but this is my created character for White Knight. Is that visible? His name is a humble name, right? So this over here, there we go. This is Jebediah. This is my baby boy. I made him. He's an original character. You don't steal him. So when we ever get down to the White Knight Chronicles Compendium, we have a fun character to go through that journey together. One of these days. Oh, you know what? We should go in a show. That's a good idea. That's always fun. Kazarov says, in some ways, I'm glad Dark Cloud is as obscure as it is. It'd be bankrupt trying to collect every piece of merchandise. We'd do it though. We're all crazy enough to still do it. You see, some of these Doom collectors, they have every copy of Doom. We'd definitely be like that. Dominic says, what would it take for us to get Dark Cloud 3? I understand the holdup is the ownership rights, but what would it actually take? Just for Sony to buy in? Yeah, that's about it, really. Level 5, at one point, I want to say like 2011, 2012, they didn't want to do anything Dark Cloud related. Pardon me. Try saying that 3 times real fast. Just because they were busy with Professor Layton and Azuma 11, Little Battlers Experience, those sort of things. And then they hit a gold rush with Yokai Watch, and Ni no Kuni to some degree as well, because each of them became a multimedia franchise. That's what they want. Level 5 wanted to become the Disney of Japan, and they came pretty damn close, right? They came pretty damn close. They had White Knight Chronicles kind of fumble and fall at the finish line in glorious fashion. But where it fell in Azuma 11 and Professor Layton, both, Nintendo platform games. And later on, they developed Yokai Watch, which did very, very well. So they wanted to do their own thing. Respectable. By the time they wanted to go back to Dark Cloud, which was, I want to say, 2017 or 2016, it was during the development of Ni no Kuni 2. Ni no Kuni 2, the kingdom creation mechanic, it kind of brought back that itch to do Dark Cloud again. When it was pitched to Dark Cloud, when it was pitched to Sony, it was a rain check. We'll try it later on. And then it was what happened was the ownership at Sony, the leadership at Sony rather, Sony Interactive, a lot of the people changed positions, and you had newer people coming in that didn't prioritize older IPs, that didn't prioritize Japanese gaming or Japanese studios, that didn't want to do anything with their legacy media or legacy IPs. They wanted to just live in a world where microtransactions are as real as the air that we breathe, and that's currently where we are now. You could thank Jim Ryan, you could thank a lot of others, but Jim Ryan mostly. He was the one that really kind of stamped on the idea, unfortunately, but it's that's what I hear. That's what I hear. Don't quote me on that 110%, but that's, from what I understand, from what other people have been whispering and rumoring around the business, that's what I hear. I think it could still happen one day, right? It could still happen one day, and everybody deserves their fair share of respect. Whether it be Jim Ryan, I'm sure he had a great reason for going the microtransaction route, but as a Dark Cloud fan, it's disappointing, right? But that's the rumors that I hear. That's what I hear from people at Sony and Level 5. Don't sue me. We can't even reach him. He's too high. He's perched up too high. So how are we supposed to interact? No way. Terrible. He's just too tall for us. Like, could you imagine staring at this absolute unit and just looking up at him? Adorable. Yokai Watch has become lost media since then. Yeah, like there was a Yokai Watch Wibble Wobble, and there was a couple of other mobile games. One of my younger brothers loves Yokai Watch, and a good friend of mine as well loves Yokai Watch. It has its fans, and it gets pretty ambitious for the 3DS hardware as well. Like, you gotta give respect to where it's due. Curry King says Rogue Galaxy was a wild game. Incredible scale and potential. I thought level 5 would forever iterate on that formula. They really like it wasn't a turn-based RPG, it was an action RPG, but the mechanics of the party were very close to turn-based, where you kind of like give your party suggestions. It felt right. Everything about that adventure just felt genuine and soulful and from the heart. And it was one of the last PS2 games to come out. So I think at the same time, as a swan song, it really showed off. Like I think Shadow of the Colossus, Okami, and Rogue Galaxy, they really pushed the PS2 and really got that last inkling of power out of it, right? What were we doing again? We're trying to finish up this guy's house. There we go. Oh, wow, Jacob, that's so kind of you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the tip, Jacob. What a superstar. I don't expect anything. What I expect truly is just the positivity of the community and coming together, right? Coming together and just enjoying each other's company. But that's from the heart. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, brother. I love how his expression changed. Did you catch that for the Wise Owl Sword? It's adorable. He's an adorable hero. Just one moment. Whoo! Don't misunderstand. I didn't say it was free. Oh, he's a true businessman, frugal to the very end. I'll give you a discounted price. He doesn't know that we have one. He doesn't know that we've evolved one from our very hands. 2,500, a special price, a real discount. So I have a sneaking suspicion that that picture there in the back, the bald man with the Dr. Robotnik mustache and the eyebrows, I think that was the original plan for the shopkeeper, but somebody had the idea of making him into an owl. To that person, we tip our hat off to you. That was a great idea. Because like this, like how could you get angry at a giant owl, adorable, fluffy, and blue, that serves you, and I quote, huge drink, huge beer, and huge cake. I would say I'll take one of each, but Mr. Castle's straight edge, baby. I don't drink, but I'll take a huge cake, please. I'll take 2 of them, 1 for each hand. Castle loves his birthday cake. Did you know you can have birthday cake any other day of the year? Could you imagine? Oh, we're living wild now. I think the next stream is going to be a birthday cake stream. Maybe. The watermills actually have a lot of really great items inside of them, but we just have to get some water first and place it down. Now, I said before, I hold the world record for the longest ever speedrun of Dark Cloud. The slowest speedrun, if you will. It's something I take great pride in. So we're gonna play nice and slow, right? Slow and steady wins the race. It's not like they're making any more Dark Cloud games, really. But all that is to say, don't judge me on my ability to build right now. We're just trying to lay it all down, right? Lay it all down, and eventually we'll make it nice and pretty, right? So these chests actually have a name. They're called miracle chests, and they're laid down by Seda. We know this as in the Dark Cloud trading cards. It lets us know that nice little bit of lore. Wouldn't it be nice if all this lore is explained in the actual game? Novel concept, I know. What do we got here? Is it Pow's house? Do we have Pow yet? No, we have the Ancient Baron. Okay, let's get Baron going. There he is. He's a sign. Oh, we need the stick. Come on, man. Okay. How are we doing? That makes quite a bit. Oh, wow. I forgot I had a Gladius here. Hey, man, shout out to the Gladius gang. It's a lovely leader. The amazing Miss Anna. Anna Banana, #1. So jumping in. Well, that's not supposed to happen. There we go, that's better. So Northern Tommy says, Tone is much cuter than Zelda. I agree. I think most likely the Gorons are cuter than all of them. They eat rocks, you know. Can't get cuter than that. Pia, I appreciate you. You're #1. It's between you and I. #1, always. And we got... Who else is there? Our bag is full. Oh, come on, really? We got AA. We got AAAA saying, I enjoyed watching your videos. It's so wonderful that there's a channel dedicated to a game from our childhood that we're very fond of. Well, the first idea was doing the John Madden Compendium, but I don't think anybody would want to see sports games, but that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to change it all to the John Madden Compendium. I'm kidding. Or am I? No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And it's an idea that I had because I was very sick at the time. I wasn't feeling very good, and I was scared for my health. I was scared that I might no longer be here. Really, I was young at the time. I think I was maybe 23. And when I sorted everything out and that physical health problem kind of dissipated for the time being, I told myself, okay, I freshly graduated from university and I had a bit of research skills, you know, kicking around the old bean. I was like, I really want to sit down and do research on Dark Cloud and catalog everything. The initial plan was just to put things out there privately, like unlisted for me, just so I don't forget, as my own private catalog. But then I kind of thought, well, if I'm interested in this, then maybe other people will too. And it kind of all snowballed from there. But I could say that I think it was the best decision I ever made in my whole life. And I'm almost 1,000,000 years old. My whole life is long. So when you made one good decision, it sticks with you forever, right? I appreciate it. And it's the fans that make it the best, right? The Compendium fans. And we're all fans together of Dark Cloud. But fans of what I do creatively, you guys make it the most humbling and amazing and wonderful, gratifying experience. We never stop learning, right? Even with these streams, truthfully, I'm really nervous. I don't like to stream. I don't like the idea of it. But I think that's the reason why it should be done. I was always a theater person. I think there's a lot of value in scaring yourself half to death and getting things done, right? Because that's how you grow. That's how growth is made. And streams just felt the most appropriate for the Compendium because we get to kind of reach out and touch base with the fans, right? I'm grateful. Just Another Person is back home. But backtrack, there's missable duels in the Wise Owl Forest. There is. There definitely is. And you might be hearing more about it in an upcoming video come this May, our lovely May. It's not a Dark Cloud iceberg, but it's maybe it's a mini iceberg, like something small, very similar to it. The 1 hour long videos I love. I love to do the 1 hour long specials. Unfortunately, my body doesn't. I've gotten to the point now where I think I've pushed myself enough where I need to be a little practical with how I use my lungs. Because my lungs are always in some degree of pain. Some days are better than others. 2 days ago, just for no reason at all, I felt like I had a dagger just in my chest. A broken dagger, actually. Today's much better, but it depends on the weather and depends on how it is. But I need to take it a little easier on the lungs because, man, those 1 hour long specials, like, it would get messy sometimes. You get a little bloody, you get a little hairy. But it's worth it. There's not a single regret. Because in the end, you have like a feature-length video to sit down and watch. There's something for it, right? It's not for nothing. And that intensity, I think, is what separates the Compendium, because it's a intensity mixed with authenticity, you know, a genuine feeling of someone just loving this topic. I think we could talk about Dark Cloud for years, right? We're crazy like that. Addison Shepard, I play on emulator, but I wish Sony would update for the PS5. It would be great, wouldn't it? At least some bug fixes or improved textures or improved lighting or just even like a resolution bump. It was really frustrating because I remember hearing that Sony hired the developers, or one of the developers or collaborators of PCSX2, the emulator that the community uses for PS2 emulation. And it was good news because they poached our main guy. So clearly with this emulator being as good as it is, then maybe improvements will be made to the real thing. But sadly, I think they're limiting that person maybe with what they can do, right? Northern Tommy says, the feeling of finding a precious item hidden in a corner in the overworld hits different. One of the best feelings. Yeah, you know, I think Dark Cloud itself, like, really rewards that, because if you go first person, then you could see a lot of items that you wouldn't see normally, right? And I wonder if the manual mentions that. I'm kind of curious. I want to check it out later on. Bunny folk are cuter than all of them. They really are. So you have the bunny folk, that's top tier. You have Gorons, because they eat rocks, which is adorable. Rocks are not snacks. Don't do that. You'll break your teeth. But, you know, I'm not... You can do what you want. I'm not a cop. I'm not going to judge you. And then you have King Prickly. Adorable. Oh, but who trumps them all? Who else but Mr. Mustache and the Owls? Oh, it's true. It's true. A fluffy donut for you. He says no, he's on a diet. He's on the Hidden Castle diet. You can't have no fluffy donuts. Only on the weekends. The philosophy of just for today. No fluffy donuts. Just for today. No coffee, nothing terrible. Just for today, right? And that today becomes 2 days, which becomes a week, and so on and so forth, right? That's how good habits are made. Jimmy the Viking says, I hope your level 10 back room for the forest has zero. Could I have fucked that up more? Oh my god, alright. Jimmy, my apologies. Respect to you, my good man. Jimmy says, I hope your level 10 back room for the forest has 0 level modifiers. I'd appreciate that. That'd be handy. Dominic Gomez, it's funny how Seda demands the Atlamelia from you. When you survive the encounter, he's like, here, have some powder to turn your cat into a human and have some miracle chests too. Well, I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent, as I tend to do. I think Dark Cloud isn't the story of Tone. I think rather Tone is the outsider experiencing the adventure. I think Dark Cloud rather is the adventure and a redemption arc of Seda and the Spirit King. And I mentioned this last time, but the Spirit King has a vendetta against humans. He doesn't like humans very much. Dran would tell us straight up that he hated humans and didn't trust humans with a power like the Atlamelia. And if you remember, Seda received the power of the Dark Genie from a wizard on the battlefield. An old wizard, a Spirit King. The wizard wanted to see the human race be obliterated from the face of the earth, which the Dark Genie was able to do twice, mind you, once in the past and once again in the future in Tone's time. A wizard with spirit energy that detests human beings. Sounds familiar. It makes you wonder why Simba, the Earth Fairy, the Spirit King, would much rather sell you items in Dark Heaven Castle than provide them for you as a service, you know, to help you. Maybe he was in on it the whole time. He had something to benefit from destroying the human race. Mother Nature would be much better off without humans, but maybe, just maybe, with the Dark Genie it was a touch too far, and he pushed Seda to the brink. And here we are, right? So I think Dark Cloud really is a redemption arc for both for Seda and the Spirit King. But maybe we'll hear about that more in October for a Halloween video. Maybe. If I'm alive. Where's Baron? That old geezer's going out for some cardio, probably. Okay, until then, let's get the mushroom house on Earth A and Earth B. I don't want to miss this conversation. The conversation's the best part, really. Wish I had one of those little robot things to read everything, but Hidden Castles is the only robot for this stream. The only AI. There could only be one of us. Oh, it's true. It's true. What are they called again? Baron, the Mushroom House. Come on, baby. That's it. Where's the front? Is that the front? Okay. Oh, come on, really? I want to take this opportunity, mid-ladder. We'll keep tone up there. I just want to read a couple of these. Tone could always carry extra items in that ridiculous hat. Oh, come on. It's a snazzy hat. But yeah, he could put like ramen noodles in there. Wouldn't blame him. Earthium, you joined late? Or did you join just in time? So good to see you here. Kazarov. Where were you on the day where Sony dropped both Dark Cloud games from PSN? I can't believe it's been nearly 10 years from now, and I can't believe when it happened. I think a lot of other people may attest to this, but I bought a PS4 when that happened. The idea of Dark Cloud and 1080p anti-aliasing with the weird new edition of trophies. That was so cool. Having trophy compatibility was a breath of fresh air. Humans deserve the apathy. You might be right. I always like plants better. Nerd news! We got nerd news here. Alright, actually, if you want the best news in the entire world, and the world is quite nerdy, from so I hear. If you want the best news, you go to Nerd News. They got everything there. They got Yu-Gi-Oh! News. They got Pokemon news. They don't got football news, because football's not for nerds. That's for jocks. But Nerd News, that's a place to go. You go to Nerd News, you'll never be singing the blues. Okay. Where is she, Ro? Is she in the house? Oh, they're adorable looking. These old people. I haven't seen you around here. Nice to meet you. Okay, nice to meet you too. I'm just here to raid your house for any items that might be here. Don't mind me. Nothing so far. We'll come back. Okay. Oh, that's a good question, Nerd News. So Nerd News is asking me what my favorite area in Dark Cloud is, but I'm more curious for the audience. And we'll read through it together. We'll take a bit of a tally after. What's your favorite area in Dark Cloud? For me, I think the first game would be Matataki, hands down. But Queens is a close second. Let me know in the comments. I wonder. I feel like Muskalaka is a little underrated, right? Babunku. Oh, we could finish Babunku's house. We can go from there. Where Babunku likes to be by the water. We're going to fix all this later on, I promise. Don't you worry. For Dark Cloud 2, it would probably be... I like Balance Valley a lot. I get emotional. Sometimes I listen back to the music and I tear up. Like with Dark Cloud 64 and Dark Chronicle 64. I was sitting down and I was kind of like just mixing the whole thing. And chills, man. Like chills. Nerd News says Queens. Dominic says Queens too. So we got a twofer for Queens. Come on, no one likes yellow drops. Oh, wow. I can't believe there's a cat in this village. Wait until Kalulu hears about this. What a good big brother. Beasts rarely come into the village because they know that there's a strong hunter like me who lives here. Who's this? Oh, it's Kalulu. She also doesn't have eyes in front. It's totally covering her face. Oh. That's right, she doesn't talk, right? She doesn't talk. So I wanted to go with that thematic silence that she has. But just having her acknowledge that tone, his little friend, Xiao, was just adorable. Everybody loves Xiao. And if they don't love Xiao, they're probably Hidden Castle, who's a grumpy old man. Oh, Hayati. Here, kitty kitty. That's genuine. That's lovely. Oh, we forgot to ask them what they want for their house. One moment, I was going to shut the door for a sec. Oh, sweet lord. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let's hear it for Dark Cloud 2. So Nerd News says Dark Cloud 2, the volcano area. Heimrada. The music in that place was pretty amazing for Gundurada Valley, was it? I always thought this was Tone's brother as a child, because it looks very similar to Tone. So Flown says, my favorite in Dark Cloud 1 is Queens, Dark Cloud 2, Heimrada. We got, it's almost a landslide. I guess I'm a bit of a nature hippie, because when it comes to Dark Cloud, maybe Matataki and Dark Cloud 2, I like Sindane a lot as well though. Sindane is just a nice vibe. It's cozy. Just the music even too. Oh goodness. You know the feeling when you want to sneeze but you can't? Oh, alhamdulillah. Yeah. Pardon me. Must be, I'm playing a Xiao. It must be allergic, you know? I think I'm allergic to Xiao. That might be why I don't like her, you know? Among other reasons. Okay. Let's feed this. So how it works, okay, I really should have explained. Waposa. We got Waposa here. Waposa, so good to see ya. Oh, it's true. We got you here with us, and it's a better day for it. So with the RNG items of Dark Cloud, like, did I use them all? I thought I had another one. Like, let's say the Fruit of Eden and the defensive items, it all comes down to the inputs you do on the subscreen here. The D-pad inputs dictate how much of an increase or decrease you'll get. Isn't that silly? Like, the RNG is so crazy. It's so weird. HBN Yan, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Waposa, all I'm seeing is a whole group of legends here, right? All I'm seeing is a whole group of legends all together. And the only one more legendary than all of us is Xiao. She's gonna outlast us all. She's like a cockroach, right? We'll die of old age or motor vehicle accidents or, you know, death by dinosaur or whatever gets us. But Xiao will survive. She'll live past everybody. I think she might even have a second job as the Grim Reaper, but I don't know. I know for the monsters in the dungeons, the last thing they ever see is this cute little face lobbing bomb nuts on them. What a way to go out. give her... No, I can't. No, sad face. Waposa, you missed it before we fed Chow poison apples. It was quite the funny joke. That was funny 5 minutes ago. Oh, I forgot. I got so distracted. Okay, so Kalulu, little Miss Kalulu, can we talk to you? What? She's ignoring us. So what's happening right now is the bed. You see the bed? Or whatever this log is, it's blocking us from interacting with her. So again, like, level 5, they implemented this. This is all in the code. All they had to do was execute. But the code itself is incomplete. So what level 5 should have done, had they had more time, is iron out a couple more of these bugs, right? And it's something that we resurrected. We brought it back for Dark Cloud Enhanced because Word of Wind and Mike Zord are two of the best, and Dayapi was so creative in problem solving, and Glitched and I were there as moral support, really. But we helped test the thing, and I helped write the thing. It was a good time. Here's a fun fact. Do you want a weird, stupid Dark Cloud fact? Like, this is the most useless fact you'll ever hear forever. In the Japanese version of Dark Cloud, this pier right here was much shorter. I believe it stopped right here. In the American version, they made it just a tad little bit longer. Why? I'm not quite sure, but someone had that idea. Instead of fixing the flapping duster, right? Instead of like, I have an idea. Let's make that pier longer. What for? What for? Can Xiao jump in the lake and catch fish that way? No, but I did write a dialogue in Brown Boo Village where, because the walkways are very narrow, right? It's like bridges. If you talk to one of the little bunny people, they're like, oh, be careful because Xiao was running on the wet bridge when I think it was like Ruby or Goro told her not to and she slipped inside of it. Have you ever seen Xiao so soaked and so miserable before in your life? Like something like that. We'll get there. We'll get there soon, but Xiao's gonna get her comeuppance. Any time I could make Xiao a mischievous little kitty cat, I would. And any time I could make that explode in Xiao's face in the most humorous way, I would. So where are we going with this? I see a whole lot of talking and not a whole lot of building. There we go. Where are we going with this? Where is Babunku? Oh, so the event is not going to take place because we're playing as Xiao right now. So we need to swap allies. But first things first, let's make sure that we still can get what we want. Okay, hold on. Okay, nighttime's scary without a torch. That's her only line in the game. Traditionally. She does have a couple other lines in Dark Cloud Enhanced, but they're all very similar to that. For now, let's switch off to tone. So how are we looking so far? How are we sounding? Is there any lag? Does it sound too low, too loud? It's all a learning process, and Hidden Castle loves to learn, right? Okay, we got Babunku. Where did I get Babunku? Was Babunku and Cacao? Yeah, let's do Cacao first. Give me one moment, please. There we go. Ah, it's you. The house is finally back now. I could sing again. Thanks to you. Will you listen to something of mine? Sorry, John Lennon. I was always a George Harrison kind of guy. I see. then you can just stay there. The title is Legendary Hunter. Are you ready for this? Fudo, mighty Fudo, will find his prey. This legendary hunter we all admire. No fierce bear's claw, no white tiger fang will douse his raging fire. Never misses his mark, even in the deepest dark. Brave legend of the hunts will never tire. How do you like it? It's an original piece. Legendary Fudo. It's a tribute to Fudo. Cool, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty radical, man. Thank you. This song shows Fudo's charisma, or shall I say his power or prominence. I think it's expressed well in the song. Only Fudo fans like myself could have written it. Yeah, okay. And that little smile at the end. The little things, right? It's been 5 years now since Fudo left. He was awesome, really amazing, the hero of our village. No one could beat Fudo. He was invincible. Look at that Dasher over there. Yo, with a mustache like that, he'd be invincible too. Back then, the villagers were attacked by a fearsome monster called the White Tiger. Many hunters lost their lives fighting the White Tiger. Love how it's just a JPEG of a tiger, just painted black. But Fudo, he killed that tiger with one blow. His power was tremendous. After that, Fudo became a hero. The entire village respected Fudo and worshipped him as a guardian god. Okay, alright. Fudo was my idol. I get down with that. I knew I could never be like Fudo. I've always been skinny and weak. Strength comes from the heart, my friend. It's what's within. But Fudo made a person like myself believe that I could be strong. Like magic, I felt like I can do anything. But then, 5 years ago, Fudo disappeared. There were rumors that he was killed by a monster called the Killer Snake. They say, though injured, he still fought in the Killer Snake and died bravely. But I don't believe that. Fudo's too strong. He's still active somewhere. No half-wit Killer Snake could stand a chance against our hero. I'm right. Right? Yeah. Exactly. So I bet my performance made you want to try a musical instrument too. Do we have any musicians here? Sorry, this is my treasure. I can't give you this. Just a minute. What is it gonna grab? A flute. I made it myself. It has a good sound to it. Brother gave us the Ocarina of Time. Listen, man, I may look like Zelda. I'm pretty much Zelda. There's no fucking skirting around it. It sounds like a mouse. Don't play it in strange places. You said it sounded good 2 seconds ago. What kind of strange places are you going? You'll just attract snakes. Okay, alright. Alright, brother. Stay weird. Lovely. Maybe a little quiet overall. The audio mixing of the streaming is tough to get right. It really is, but you know, it's a learning process. We're here. We're getting it right, little by little, right? That's what it's all about. So, Addison is asking, how are you playing as Shao in cat form, Mr. Castle? Well, through Dark Cloud Enhanced. It's a PC mod for emulation. I made a guide all about how to set it up. Takes about 4 minutes, and it doesn't really take a powerful computer, but it's a mod of Dark Cloud that pushes the game to its very limits and makes it the best game that it can be by the community for the community. So if anybody needs any help with setting up Dark Cloud Enhanced, just leave a comment down on that guide video on the channel. Just YouTube how to play Dark Cloud Enhanced. It's the first thing that comes up. And I always like to walk through people with their problems. And if I can't figure it out, I ask Word of Wind or Mike Sword. They're the geniuses. They could figure it out too. So we have Pow. Okay, so we're all done for the houses for now. But Baron is probably good. We could probably finish Baron off as well. Y'all, look at this guy. It's another character with no eyes. You see this? What's going on? Was there leprosy for the eyeballs? Who are you? I haven't seen you from around here. Where are you from? Oh, Norun. No wonder you're wearing such plain clothes. No man should wear a good hood. A man should wear a good hood. It's opposite day today. Listen, old timer, just tell me what you need from your house and we'll leave you be. He needs a roof. We'll give him a roof made out of a bucket. How about that? Give him a bucket roof. Okay. Okay. One moment again. Ah, it's you. Come closer. I like this. Take a seat. What should we talk about today? As promised, I'll tell you everything. Alright, so village history. This place is called Matataki. How it became called that? Let's see. I can't remember. I'm getting old. Oh, I didn't know they put Hidden Castle in Dark Cloud. Geriatric and all. Me? Well, I was one hell of a guy. For one thing, I won the post as village chief on my own. Probably not even Fudo would have been matched for me back then. Who is this Fudo you speak of? Fudo, he was the strongest hunter. Invincible was a word for him. No one could beat him. Until 5 years, that is. He just disappeared, leaving his only son all alone. He has a gentle nature, his son. A bit chubby, but he has the instincts of a hunter, bro. If you're chubby like that, that means you're eating well. It's a good hunter. He's got that girth, baby. He is Fudo's son after all. He could become a great hunter. But there's no hope with him being the way he is now. The day that Fudo disappeared, his heart became covered with thick ice. How can we melt the ice in his heart? I'm quite eloquent, aren't I? I think you are. It's the loss of a parent, man. Oh, come on, that's enough now, huh? Then come whenever you feel like hearing stories from me. Thank you. Here's a gift. Please let it be Dark Cloud 3. Let it be Dark Cloud 3. A gourd! What are we supposed to do with this? You can't even play it on the PS2. Alright, we're gonna consume the gourd. We'll give it to the cat. We owe it for poisoning her. But it's all in good fun. I'm sure she didn't mind. You know. Okay. Where are we going? So his house is a plate. One plate. One scary looking crypt keeper. A book that says talk. Wonder what kind of literature it is. I like this over here. This must be concept art. Which is interesting because we don't have any concept art of the mayor. He has teeth here. And a bit of eyes. Not seen in the 3D model. This is what we came for. Thank you. And let's jump on out. There we go. Perfect. 。 Just another person. It's so good to have you here, and I'm very thankful that you're able to join us. Hopefully, next time, we'll all be able to get down together and play Dark Cloud 58. I mean, how many Final Fantasy games is there, spin offs and all? We could barely even get a third Dark Cloud game. Come on. Come on. I call shenanigans on that, right? Where are we going with this? I'll tell you what, my amazing Castle Maniacs, it is now currently 9 o'clock, and I think it's about time for this tiger to head to bed. So I want to say thank you all from the bottom of my hidden castle heart for joining on this another test stream 2, Electric Boogaloo. Oh, it's true. It's true. And we're going to do this again. When? I'll let you know. I'll leave an update on the Compendium through the community tab probably 2 days before I do it or a day before, but this is going to happen more and more often. I think having the community all together is the best feeling in the world, right? So everybody here, I want to say thank you. Thanks again. And I hope to see you again as we continue playing through Dark Cloud Enhanced. Pomelo, I appreciate the I appreciate the emotes. Boop. Make sure to give a boop on the nosy, right? I'll see you all real soon and take care. Be well and bye for now.